The media can't stay on topic. It's all about optics, lying to the people and reporting news for profits. Some say I'm a prophet, but being real I can't stop it. I'm not an Avenger, but I guess I'm still toxic. Peace. Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Just when I thought I was done talking about Scream 5, The Hollywood Reporter goes and pulls some dumb shit. Surprise, surprise. I could see it coming from a mile away. When I was watching the end of this movie, I knew that the media would try to weaponize it and use it against fans. I had people commenting saying that I was reading too much into it and that they were actually poking fun at Hollywood. But no, here we are, and I was right once again.
Man, I'm tired of being right.
Everyone needs to realize that this isn't my first time doing this. I got pushback from the other direction as well. I had one clown show up in my comments and start crying saying, how can I say that toxic fandom doesn't exist? Especially what happened with Jake Lloyd after episode 1, The Phantom Menace. First of all, what happened to Jake Lloyd was unacceptable, it was an extreme situation, and it was in no way what I was talking about, and this person knew that. That's why after I shut his ass down, he went and deleted all of his comments. 1, because he's uneducated, and 2, because he's a bitch.
Fuck you!
What I'm actually talking about, and anyone with half a brain would know this, is the fake modern narrative version of toxic fandom. You know when real fans point out valid criticisms in movies and get called toxic for it? Just because they're not shilling for it like every other sheep on the planet.
Fuck me, right?
Let me be very clear, real fans should criticize things that they love if it does not meet their standards. Because when it comes to these established franchises, it's Hollywood's job to make us happy. Because I say again, without these fans, you have no franchise. We are not obligated to like everything that Hollywood puts out just because it has a recognizable title. You still have to put the work in, you still have to make this story fit into what's already been established in previous stories. And if you are incapable of doing that, then maybe you should not be continuing someone else's vision without them.
That makes sense.
And that is exactly the case with Scream 5. And now, just as I predicted, you have media outlets like The Hollywood Reporter and some weasel named Richard Newby writing articles about how Scream 5's plot puts toxic fans in their place. Because, you know, every movie in 2022 has to talk down to us peons.
Anybody care about what I want?
I do.
Shut up. Get out.
Within Scream 5, there is a conversation between the characters about how the Stab franchise went off the rails. Specifically in the 8th installment, which strayed a little bit too far from the franchise roots. They claim that Stab 8 divided the fan base and was the work of the guy who directed Knives Out. That of course being a on-the-nose reference to Ruin Johnson himself. In the article in The Hollywood Reporter, Richard says, quote, Scream 5 does rightfully mock the kinds of toxic fans who spend hours making videos about everything wrong with the movie and send death threats to the cast, crew, and everyone involved. First off, moron, those are two different groups of people. If anyone is sending death threats over a movie, they are not fans, they are psychos. Do not group them in with YouTubers who are being honest about what they are seeing. And maybe, just maybe, if we could get some honest reviews from the media, we wouldn't have to make so many videos talking about how these movies suck.
Oh, you're right. And when you're right, you're right. And you're always right.
Fun fact, part of the reason I created this channel was because I could no longer find reviews from people who are not paid shills. And the fact that that dishonesty was so obvious to me as well as a bunch of other people tells me that publications like The Hollywood Reporter are not doing their jobs properly. Maybe the media is looking for someone to blame because we do a better job at their job than they ever fucking did.
It's game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now?
Insecurity and getting called out on your bullshit is a bitch, isn't it? He goes on to say, there is a pull, which we see on social media all the time, amongst those who crave new entries of their favorite franchises, but believe that they would have made it better, all because of the canon they've built up in their heads over the years.
Son of a bitch.
First off, as I've already stated in my previous video on this subject, I personally experienced reading better ideas than the one we actually got in this movie from fans who showed up in my comment section for my reviews. Second, our dislike for certain new entries in our favorite franchises have nothing to do with our headcanon not being fulfilled, and has everything to do with actual canon that was set up in previous movies being ignored by modern entries and just flat out not being properly adapted. This is once again them looking for someone else to blame for Hollywood's creative shortcomings.
Besides that, it's all in the reflexes.
People need to start taking responsibility for their own piss-poor efforts. Now, this hack journalist says a lot of baseless bullshit in this article that I actually do encourage you to read if you're looking for a good laugh. I'll link it down in the description. But I'll finish with this gem of a quote. While Scream 5 doesn't subvert all expectations, it does ultimately deny power to toxic fans and place the narrative and agency back in the hands of Sam, Sydney, and Gale, who are free to choose who they become next. This fucking guy.
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
First off, Scream 5 does subvert expectations because that's what bad and mediocre movies do when they can't come up with new and interesting ideas. Second, the fans who are not toxic have all the power in the world, because if we don't support the franchise moving forward, if in fact it does continue, then you will experience financial failure. So you might want to think about making fans happy, but I know Hollywood is too stupid for that.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
And then to retort to his one final asinine comment that I'm going to cover in this video, I can't speak for Sam because she is a new creation, a new character, but as far as Gale and Sydney go, they pretty much are who they are. We are in the 5th installment at this point. That's not to say that their characters still can't show growth, but they've been through what they've already been through. And this comment about fictional characters choosing their own path not only makes no sense, it insinuates that once again it's okay for Hollywood to ignore what happened in the past and do whatever they want with these beloved characters. And that is exactly what people hate most about the treatment of legacy characters when they are brought back. You cannot ignore who they were in the past or who they were created to be, and just simply rewrite them to fit your modern narrative, just because you are too lazy to do research and actually make the characters faithful. Don't believe me? See Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi for reference.
You lose! Good day, sir!
So let me know what you thought about all this in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Y'all be cool. Shut up.